Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got some big news for our seniors and those nearing retirement. If you're a senior or know someone who's been counting on the Old Age Security OAS and the Canada Pension Plan CPP, then you might want to sit down, grab a cup of coffee, because we've got some shocking updates coming from the Canada Revenue Agency that could change everything you know about your benefits. That's right. The CRA has just made some game-changing updates that will affect millions of Canadians in April 2025, and we're here to break it all down for you. Trust me, you won't want to miss this, especially if you're expecting to rely on OAS and CPP in the coming years. What are OAS and CPP? Before we dive into the shocking updates, let's take a quick refresher on what OAS and CPP are for those who might not be familiar. OAS is a government-provided income that seniors 65 and older receive, regardless of how much you've paid into it. It's designed to help you maintain a basic standard of living once you retire. Then the CPP, the Canada Pension Plan, which is a little different. This one is based on how much you've worked and contributed during your life. So the more you paid into it while working, the more you can expect to receive once you retire, or if you're disabled, or even in the event of death. Your family could receive survivor benefits. Now, both OAS and CPP are critical for seniors who are relying on these payments as a major source of income. And understanding how these systems work is key to getting the most out of your benefits. CRA's shocking announcement for April 2025. But here's where it gets interesting. In April 2025, the CRA is rolling out some significant changes that could dramatically impact your OAS and CPP payments. These updates are set to shake things up in a way we haven't seen in quite a while, and you need to be aware of them. The CRA's recent announcement focuses on the overhaul of the income threshold for OAS and a huge shakeup to how CPP payouts will be calculated, particularly for those who've been paying into the system for decades. Now, the updates don't necessarily mean that payments are going to be slashed, but they do mean that how much you receive could change, and not in the way you expect. Let's break down the key updates. OAS changes. What you need to know. Let's start with OAS, because that's probably the most urgent and critical change for many of our viewers who rely on this as their primary source of income. In April 2025, the CRA will be introducing a brand new eligibility criterion. This new rule is aimed at helping those who are in lower income brackets, but unfortunately, it could also result in a significant reduction for some seniors. Here's the shocker. The income threshold for receiving the full OAS is being lowered. This means that if you have a higher annual income, you could see a reduction in your OAS payments, or in some cases, you might even lose eligibility entirely. Right now, the income threshold for OAS eligibility starts at about $80,000 annually. But in 2025, the CRA plans to lower the threshold by 10%. What does this mean for you? If you're someone who has an income above this new limit, you could see a reduction in your OAS benefits. That's right, even if you've been getting OAS for years, you might get less starting in April 2025. For those who are used to a specific monthly payment, this is a big deal. If you're near that threshold, it's time to start preparing for a possible drop in your OAS benefits. Now let's talk about the Canada Pension Plan, or CPP. This one's going to hit harder for many seniors because it's based on your contributions over your working lifetime. The big change here is in how the CRA will calculate the annual increases to CPP. And believe me, this is a game changer. In 2025, the CRA will be implementing a new method of adjusting the CPP payouts. Previously, CPP payments were adjusted yearly according to the cost of living index. But with this new update, CPP payouts will now be tied to inflation rates and will have more frequent adjustments, specifically every 2 years rather than annually. Now, you might be wondering why this is important. Well, if inflation is high during a particular period, this could mean you're getting less purchasing power with your CPP. Conversely, if inflation is low, you might not see as big of an increase as expected. For people who are already retired and relying on CPP to cover essential expenses like rent, groceries, and healthcare, this change could bring financial instability. A slight adjustment in your monthly payment could have a major impact on your overall quality of life. What does this mean for you? So, what does all this mean for you personally? First off, it's crucial that you check your current OAS and CPP payments. If you've been planning on receiving a set amount of money, it's time to reevaluate that expectation. The CRA is making these adjustments with the intention of targeting those higher-income Canadians who aren't as reliant on these benefits. But it's going to affect those who are struggling to get by on their fixed incomes too. For seniors nearing the age of eligibility for OAS, now might be the time to start considering other sources of retirement income. Perhaps you've been relying on your OAS to cover the basics, but with these changes, you might want to look into additional savings, pensions, or even investments that can buffer the potential financial hit. If you're someone who's been receiving OAS and CPP for some time, it's a good idea to review your budget now, rather than wait until April 2025 when the changes take place. If your payments are going to be lower, having an emergency fund or an alternative income stream can be a lifesaver. How to prepare for these changes now? Let's get to the real question. How can you prepare for these game-changing updates? The first step is simple. Stay informed. Follow the CR's official updates, as there will likely be more detailed information on the new income thresholds and the exact breakdown of how your CPP payments could change. Secondly, it's time to take a hard look at your finances. Review your current income sources and make adjustments to your budget. Consider cutting unnecessary expenses or finding ways to boost your income, whether that's through part-time work, downsizing, or exploring other retirement savings options. If you haven't already, now is also a great time to consult a financial advisor. A professional can help you create a strategy to cope with the potential financial gaps that might emerge due to these changes. A financial advisor can also help you understand how the new rules might affect your long-term retirement goals. Finally, consider diversifying your retirement income. If you have investments or savings outside of your OAS and CPP, now is the time to make sure they're properly aligned with your needs. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Final thoughts. The impact on future generations. These changes aren't just for today's seniors. They're going to have a ripple effect on future generations as well. For younger Canadians, these updates to OAS and CPP are a wake-up call. If you're under 60 and haven't started saving or investing for retirement yet, this is a sign that you need to get serious about your financial future. The days of relying solely on government benefits are over, and with these new updates, it's more important than ever to build a diverse portfolio for your retirement. As we move forward into 2025 and beyond, OAS and CPP will no longer be the safety nets they once were. It's up to all of us to plan smarter, adapt to these changes, and make sure we're not left scrambling when the time comes to retire. Well, that's all the information you need to know about the CR's shocking updates coming to OAS and CPP in April 2025. Whether you're nearing retirement or already living off these benefits, it's essential to be prepared for these changes. Remember, the most important thing you can do right now is stay informed and take control of your financial future. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with your friends and family, especially seniors who could benefit from knowing what's ahead. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and take care of your finances.